guys, it's Emma. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am doing how many books I have on my physical TBR. I have a huge bug in my room right now. Okay, maybe it's not huge, but like to me that's huge. Look at the antennas. Oh my god, no I can't. Oh, I was gonna go grab a paper to kill it and now it disappeared. Okay, it's killed. Anyway, what a start to this video. So, like I was saying, my mom says that I have a really bad habit of buying books and not reading them, which is very true. I feel like buying books and reading books is two completely different things, because buying books is so much fun because you're like getting a new book. Like the feel of a new book is so exciting. Actually reading the book is a different story. Not that it's not fun, but buying books is more fun. And that's my issue. I'm not that bad. There's definitely people that are worse than me and have like over 100 books that they haven't read, that they're just sitting on their shelves. I don't have that much, I would say. I'm gonna go through every single book on my physical TBR that I have bought but have not read. So we're gonna start at the bottom with Happy Place by Emily Henry. If you guys don't know about this book, then you have literally been under a rock, because this is like one of the most popular books right now, or like was in like May or like June, around there. And I still haven't read it. I bought it and have not read it, but I am planning on reading this very, very soon. I'm going on vacation with my cousins, and I really want to read this book on vacation. So I'm definitely bringing this book with me, and I'm so excited to read this book. So yeah, that's this book that I haven't read. Then I have Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. I bought this book the other day just because I have been eyeing it. I didn't buy it because I've read a book by Abby Jimenez before. It was Life's Too Short, and I actually didn't really like it, so I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like it. But some of my favorite booktubers started talking about this book and how it was really, really good. Marcella also liked this book, so I was like, whatever, I'm gonna give her books another chance, see if I like this book, and then maybe I could read her other books. So that's this book. Next book is What Happens After Midnight. This author actually wrote The Summer Broken Rules, and if you don't know, I actually love that book so much. I've read it twice. Both times I've given it 5 stars. So I have really high hopes for this book. Hopefully it's good. I've heard that it's not as good as Summer Broken Rules, but I still have hope, because I loved her writing in The Summer Broken Rules. I love the characters, love the setting. So I'm hoping this is good. It's also about like senior year and like them trying to pull an end of the year prank. And I'm going into senior year, so hopefully this will be like a cute little read. I do want to read this one soon too. It's just giving like summer vibes for me, so I am going to read this very soon. Now we're going to start on this shelf where I have Things We Hide from the Light. I read Things We Never Got Over, and I really liked that book. Yeah, so this is the second book in the series. The third one is coming out soon. I did push back reading Things We Never Got Over because of how thick it is, and I've been doing the same with this book, and it actually wasn't that bad when I read Things We Never Got Over. Yeah, I don't know why I'm so scared of it, but just, it's still gonna scare me how thick this book is. But I do want to get to it eventually, definitely sometime this year. Next book is Vacation Wars. I got this book because it's just giving amazing summer vibes, and that's literally why I got it. The setting in this book looks nice. The plot of the book sounds good. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna read this before I start school because of, you know, the summer feeling, and I want to read this in the summer, obviously. So I'm gonna be reading this soon too. Then I have Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams. Just finished reading When in Rome, which is the first book, and then this is the second book. I'm pretty sure you could read them separately, but it's better if you read When in Rome and then this one. I've heard people like When in Rome more than this one. We'll see, because the guy has like tattoos. This sticker is covering his tattoos, but I've heard it's a good book and I'm excited to get to it. Definitely reading this before I start school too. I'm saying that, and maybe it won't happen, but I'm determined to make it happen, so I will get to this soon. Then I have Tell Me Lies. I bought this book a while ago actually, and it has a permanent sticker on it. Oh, it's a series on Hulu. That's interesting. So I could like read the book and then watch the series. But I heard that this is like a toxic book. Let's read the back. Eager for a fresh start when she arrives at her small California college and immediately embraces all that college life has to offer. New friends, ball parties, stimulating classes, and then she meets Stefan DeMarco, charming, attractive, complicated, devastating. Confident and cocksure, Stefan sees something in Lucy that no one else has seen, and she's quickly seduced by the sense of possibility that his attention brings her. Meanwhile, Stefan is determined to forget an incident buried in his past that, if exposed, could ruin him, and his single-minded drive for success extends to winning and keeping Lucy's heart. Lucy knows there's something about Stefan that isn't to be trusted. Stefan knows Lucy can't tear herself away, and their addicting entanglement will have consequences they never could have imagined. So it's like a college romance. Yeah, I've heard that it's toxic. and we'll see. That's this book. I have nothing else to say. Then I got the first book in the Shatter Me series. I've heard good things about this series. Marcella didn't like it. But then again, Marcella also didn't like Reminders of Him, and I loved Reminders of Him. So who knows? Maybe I'll like it. And I think I'm gonna read this book for a video too. We'll see. Yeah, not the whole series, just like the first book. Yeah, very popular book, and I haven't read it. I'm like the last person to read it, but it's okay because I'm gonna get to it eventually, probably in the fall. Another book that I'm like the last one to get to is Addicted to You. This is a very popular series. It's like Addicted / Calloway Sisters. Like they go together, like the series. But this is the very first book. This series I've heard amazing things about. Like this is like some people's like favorite series ever. So I'm excited to get to it. I have no idea what this is about either. Like I said, I heard it's good, so I just got it. And I'm sure I'll like it too. Then I have Normal People by Sally Rooney. Another very popular book that I've been wanting to get to. I literally bought this book the other day, and I've been wanting this book for like probably over a year, so I'm excited to get to this soon. Then Underneath the Sycamore Tree. This book I also got like a while ago, and I heard that this is a sad book, and I'm not really in the mood for a sad book right now, obviously because it's summertime. I want to be happy. So I'm saving this for the fall, obviously, because it's like giving fall vibes. So in the fall, I will read that. Then The Way I Used to Be. I'm pretty sure this is also not like a sad book, but it says Eden was always good at being good. Starting high school didn't change who she was, but the night her brother's best friend rapes her, Eden's world capsizes. So it's a very, deep book that I can't really get into right now because it's not my mood. So I'll probably also read this in the fall or like the winter. Then If He Had Been With Me. This book I have been dying to get into. I've heard really good things about this book too. A second book is coming out in the guy's point of view, which a lot of people are excited for. So I want to read this book before that book comes out so I could read it as soon as it comes out. So I'm excited for this book too. I'm pretty sure that book is a YA like romance too. Now on to the top shelf. I have Once Upon a Broken Heart. This book is like a fantasy romance book, I'm pretty sure. And again, I've heard good things about this book. This book has 2 books out so far, which is Once Upon a Broken Heart, The Ballad of Never After, and they're coming out with another one. So I want to start this again in the fall because I heard that it's a cozy fantasy. So I want to read it in the fall time. Then I have After I Do by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This book has also been up on my shelf for a while, and I'm pretty sure this is also a second chance romance. It says when Laura and Ryan's marriage reaches the breaking point, they come up with an unconventional plan. They decide to take a year off in the hope of finding a way to fall in love again. 1 year apart and only one rule, they cannot contact each other. Aside from that, anything goes. That's like the first paragraph in the back. That's what this is about. I actually didn't hear anything about this book when I bought it. I just bought it because of One True Loves, because I loved that book. And then this book looks exactly the same. And I don't know if they're connected because, I don't know if they're connected, but they look the same. And that was the reason I bought it. So, next books I have are Twisted Hate and Twisted Lies. I did read the first 2 books, which is Twisted Love and Twisted Games. And I didn't love those books, but I did like them enough to obviously buy the next 2. These are obviously thicker. This is the last one, as you can probably tell since it's the thickest. It's basically about like this friend group. Yeah, that's all it is. This one I'm really excited for because they've been hinting at it since the first book. So I'm excited for this one. But I've heard that like everyone loves these 2. Everyone has different favorites for this series, so we'll see. Then I have The Inheritance Games. I also bought this book a long time ago. And this is also a series. I'm pretty sure it's a fantasy. A lot of people like this book. Another series that's out right now is really popular. It's called like The Naturals. Yeah, I'm just late to everything, so I'm starting the first book soon, most likely in the fall. Yeah, I'm excited to eventually get to this book and hopefully like it so I could finish the rest of the series. And then I have The Housemaid. This book is a thriller, and I heard that if you liked Verity by Colleen Hoover, you'll like this book. And I did like Verity. I loved Verity. So hopefully I like this one. And I'm pretty sure there's a second book. If I like it enough, I'll read the second book. But this book has also been sitting on my shelf for a bit. So hopefully I get to it soon. Definitely want to finish it before the year ends. And the last book on my shelf is this book. Honestly, I don't know why I still have this book on my shelf. I bought this to read in 8th grade. and I never read it. It's called Miami, It's Murder. Yeah, it's only like 240 something pages. It's about, what does it say? Britt is back, and the self-charismatic Cuban-American reporter is investigating a series of bizarre deaths involving terminal sex, electrocution, and freshly poured concrete with the dying detective as her friend and source. Britt probes the unsolved sex murder of a small girl, which may implicate the rich and powerful frontrunner in the governor's race. She also follows the trail of a terrifying serial rapist who ambushes career women in the restrooms of the gleaming downtown towners that spike in Miami skyline. I don't really know what I would categorize this book as. I bought it in 8th grade. I'm gonna read it because might as well. So yeah, it's literally just been sitting on my shelf there for the longest time. So that's this book. And those are all the books on my physical TBR. I have them stacked up here. This is what they look like. So I'm gonna count them really quickly so I can tell you guys how many there are and then get back to you guys. I have 20 books on my physical TBR. It's not terrible, but to my mom, it's insane, and she wants me to just read all the books before I keep buying more, which I'm sure I'll get through some of them, but I do want to buy more books. So those are all the books I have on my physical TBR. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this and maybe getting some book recommendations. Yeah, that's all the books on my physical TBR. Hope you guys enjoyed. Give this video a like, subscribe, turn on your post notifications so you know when I post my next video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.